All right, and we are recording, I believe. Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. Let me get the right minutes going. Here we go. Okay. How's everybody been?
Doing good. This is Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, everybody. I may have to cut out early, but I just wanted to be here as long as I could.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah. So I think, Laura, you didn't have any official positions this year. Is that correct?
No, not this year. No. So I'll just be a fly on the wall with an occasional opinion, probably.
Yeah, that's okay.
An opinionated fly.
That's all right. Okay, so just taking attendance. Looks like Heloise is here. And I'll put in the last name later because just you know, Eric can't make it, and Patty Bloomer told me she could not make it either. So Heloise is here, Tally's here, and Chelsea's here. And Laura, I'm not going to put you down. I know you're listed as a site council member, but today, officially, since you're a new board member, you're not allowed to be on the site council. Technically, you can obviously be a fly, but yeah, just wanted to. If you had an official thing, we'd have to take your resignation and then have an election to replace your position, but I don't think we have to do that this year. And I'm here. I think I'm the only one who's a staff member that's here. And as a guest, that's Elizabeth Cooper, correct? Even though it says Sienna.
I apologize for that. That's my older daughter.
Yeah. So just so all of you know, Elizabeth is a parent at Robert.
And I'm also here. Sorry.
Yeah, I said Tal.
Okay, sorry.
I just didn't put your last name.
Okay, sorry, no problem. I'm trying to drive and listen, so I apologize for that.
Don't worry, don't worry. I thank you guys all for coming. I know your busy lives. And again, I really apologize for not being able to be here in December. I usually don't take too many sick days, but boy, I needed to do it then. Okay, so not sure if everyone had a chance to look at the November minutes, but since we did not have any December minutes, so those are the minutes that we need to approve at this time. So if you could please, people that are at home or have an opportunity to click on that link, please look at the November 14th minutes, and I'll give about a minute or so and let me know if I can have a motion and a second to approve the November 14th, 2022 minutes. Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the November 14th, 2022 minutes?
I motion to approve.
A second? Sorry, who is the second?
Eloisa.
Eloisa. Okay, is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Just like any other mini board meeting, I know we have one guest, and this is really for anybody. Are there any comments from the public that would like to be made at this time?
I have one from the PTA. I'm not sure if this is the right spot to do it, Sean.
Yeah, this is fine.
Great. I just wanted to put a little plug in for the bingo night on Friday. So we're selling pizza starting at 5:30 and games start at 6 o'clock for bingo. We need somebody to help set up tables and I guess decorations earlier than 5:30. We're not quite sure what time yet. Time will be decided on how many volunteers we get for setup. We also have the volunteer sign up going around for all of the other positions that we need, as I'm sure some of you saw today in the email. So yeah, we're really just looking for setup help right now. And Sean, we don't have to discuss this right now, but I'm looking to maybe set up a meeting with you this week to go over table positions in the cafeteria. Elizabeth and I are.
Yeah, that sounds fine. And just so you know, I have some really cool new plastic table covers that are red, and I thought I got white as well, but I know I have some red ones, and it should make it look really nice. And PTA is more than welcome to use them.
Great. And I think that's it from me.
Okay, and again, that setup time is what time?
So it's kind of dependent on how many volunteers we get.
Okay,
I'm guessing around 5.
5, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Are there any other comments from the public?
I was just gonna say thank you for inviting me to join your meeting today. I'm here to observe and I'm working with Chelsea for bingo night. So I'll be out helping to set up and run the bingo night.
Okay, great. Okay, any other comments from the public? All right, that leads us to our first item of discussion, which is the Robert Down Cultural Diversity Night. At PTA, it was mentioned that March 10th was the night they'd like to have it, so Heloisa. Is that true? And what are the plans that have been done so far?
For the, sorry, I got interrupted here for a minute. For the multicultural event?
Yes.
Is that, yeah,
Is that what you
so-
like to call it? Multicultural?
yeah, I think
Multicultural
so.
night?
Yeah. So we're planning to do it on March 10th, which is a Friday. Hopefully, right after school or maybe around 5 or so. And each grade will be responsible for a continent. And the kids are gonna do either art project or have props or something that represents that continent. And they will serve there'll be food for, we haven't decided yet if it's gonna be for sale or just for tasting from that continent, and some kind of show or demonstration also with something about that continent. So far, I think we have decided that kindergartners will have Australia because it's smaller and easier to manage. And the rest is pretty much still up in the air. We're gonna still, I think this weekend we're talking and dividing the continents amongst the grades, and then we'll let the PTA liaison in every class, in every grade and every classroom know what about the instructions and how to get together, how to get everything ready for the event.
Okay. There was some concern shared after we discussed this at PTA. A few staff members came to me and said, well, Our only concern is what the responsibility of the teachers. They felt like they had not, heard anything. And I said, well, this is the first I've heard of the date so far. When you say artwork, are you depending on the teachers to have some kind of art project in their classroom?
We hadn't thought about that. If they feel like it's too much, it's too rushed and short notice, they certainly don't need, if they don't have time in their schedule to do that because it's short notice, that's okay. We can, if that doesn't happen, if the teachers are not able to, what we can do is set aside some dates for different grades to stay a little bit after school, and some volunteers can help them prepare some artwork. But if the teachers are interested in having the whole class prepare something, that would be excellent.
Okay. And that's basically what I told them. I said, listen, I told them they weren't, they didn't have to, but it would be really nice if they participated in this project.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically what I'm putting into the notes is that if they are not able to host art preparation for the event, then an after school planning would occur.
Yeah.
Listed by parents. Okay.
Yeah. And art, can be anything, can be like a beautifully colored map of that continent, with the names of all the countries, and the kids can, put little something in every country, or it can be one prop that, symbolize most nations in the country, or it can be a flag project, it can be whatever they think it's age appropriate for their grade.
Okay. So I know that we got some hands up. Heather Zunguzzi shared that she did this at Ruby Bridges School in the 90s. So she did send me something over the weekend, and I'm going to stop sharing for a second while we listen to Chelsea and Laura, and then I'm going to make a link for everybody to check out what she sent me. Go ahead. I forget who was first. Was it Laura or Chelsea? Okay, go ahead, Laura.
Thank you. So I guess this is just more of a public comment or concern. So I love this idea. I think it's fantastic. My concern is the food. There are kids in this school, of course, in all schools, that have life-threatening food allergies. So the sharing of food or the selling of food that is prepared at home, it would definitely be excluding some of those kids. So, in the spirit of being inclusive, I would like to ask that we consider not having food at this event so that everyone can participate equally.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
All right, Chelsea.
I just had a thought concerning art. If we're running low on time, and if teachers are feeling overburdened at this time of year, is it possible to do these art, to do the art at the event, like have a map laid out and do these things on site, or have something to color or put together collage style? Just depends on what country you're doing, or would that be too much? I don't know, just a thought.
Great idea.
And I'm sorry, Chelsea, I was typing, I'm trying to catch up with everybody. Just so everybody knows, the link for, it looks like just a little flyer sign up of what Heather Zunguzzi shared. Is now on there. Chelsea, can you just repeat briefly what you just said?
Yeah, if the teachers are feeling overburdened or running low on time, we could potentially do the art pieces during the exhibit. So whatever that may be, we could do collage or coloring or the map idea, whatever it may be on site.
Okay, sorry, you did say that, and saying it again. I heard you this time. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It was a long
Be
thing
advanced.
and it wasn't put together.
No, it's fine. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. All right, that's all great, good ideas. And as I shared in the past, we do have some grade levels that are not, or at least second grade, who's not participating in art in action, and I don't know what materials are completely available. I don't know if fifth graders would want to do a second grade art project, but I know a lot of those projects are based on different cultures and from all over the world. So that's a possibility. We might be having some after school enrichment programs using those materials as well. So, but we could get some ideas from that group if there's something that we may not be using. Laura, did you have your hand up again?
Oh, no, it's still the same hand. I
Okay.
can take it down.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Heloisa, the time of the event, do we know if we want to have it be at night or?
Yeah, I'm always concerned about the parents, because any events like that are right around dinner time, people are like, do I feed my kids? Do I go? What do we do? So if we're not going to have food for sale, which is still up for discussion, we have to see if we can do it right after school and be done by 6, or if we decide to have a taco truck and what other things for food, then we can do it in the evening, I think.
Okay. Well, I'm just I have the flyer up on the screen right now. I'm gonna make it a little larger, just so everybody can see it. So again, this is pre-pandemic. This is a flyer from 2009. And at her school, they had it at night. It looks like they had it for an hour and a half. And they had free admission. They invited families to bring basically anything. Again, going back with Laura's concern, I don't know if we want families to provide store-bought and or professionally made food, or go in with a caterer, if you will, that provides several different kinds, just so we know it's professionally made, and offers a variety, so we don't have to worry about food allergies. And obviously the contents can be listed. But it looks like what they did is they invited families to wear traditional clothing and asked if any families were willing to do a cultural demonstration, whether it be a dance, story, poem, music. And I think that'd be really interesting to see from our families who would sign up in this fashion. Was there a different way you wanted to get signups for families, Heloisa?
Hold on. If we decide to do catering, of course, that's more expensive. Then we have to see what the budget is for this event, if any. And otherwise, we would just ask parents to sign out for volunteers for, the arts and crafts at each continent station, or to present whatever props that the kids brought. Let's say somebody is, I'll go easy, Brazilian heritage, and they want to bring a Brazilian instrument and want to make the whatever sound that the instrument makes and present it to the kids. So just to have parents oversee the whole thing. But again, we have not had a chance to have a formal meeting about the event yet. It's all been by email, so there's very little like black and white at this point.
Okay. And you said you are planning to get together this weekend to discuss it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry if I threw this at you, but it just was brought up after it was brought up at PTA. We had a makeup staff meeting last Thursday. So I just wanted to bring it to the forefront. I did invite staff members that had concerns to this meeting to be able to share those concerns. And I wish there were some teachers here that could voice any other concerns that were thrown around. But it sounds like we are willing to work around a lot of obstacles, and I think we'll be able to move forward. Tally, do you have a?
Yeah, I just want to note that when we do the butterfly bazaar, there's the baking thing that goes on outside. There's that tent and different people bake. And then there were like gluten-free options and other options and stuff. And I think from an allergy standpoint, if you can do the food part outside where people could not come up to that tent, and you can provide certain foods with lists of ingredients and other foods, like, you know, whatever vegetarian options. From my perspective, I think doing a cultural thing, one of the key components is the food. And I think that, you know, at MPS, for example, they do one every year, but they do it outside, and they also insist on everyone listing the ingredients. Basically, if there's not going to be any artwork set up because you have to do the artwork there and you can't bring any food, and it's just, I think we're going to end up knocking it down to too many things. So I, of course, want to be as careful as possible, but I also don't want to neuter the event from like the main components. And I think if we sort of practice some of the protocols that we did kind of COVID related, or that we do otherwise for, you know, the butterfly bazaar, we might be able to do it more safely, I guess. So that's my
Okay. I don't know how this is going to look. But again, the governor did announce that from what I know, all COVID protocols were coming to an end at the end of February. And again, I don't know how that's going to look in our district. I don't know if it will allow local education agencies or districts to continue or have their own. So let's say masking, for example, if there was more issues. I don't know how that's going to look. So just wanted to put that out there, that the governor has announced that things will end. Not saying that we don't continue to be cautious when it comes to bringing food that's made from home. But again, I don't know if that lifts anything, and I just don't know how that's going to look. I'm just thinking of the place downtown. I think it actually is called the International Cafe or something. Am I right?
There's the International Market, and then there's the International Cuisine Restaurant, but both of them are Middle Eastern,
Okay.
or like Mediterranean Middle Eastern.
Okay. Yeah. And
I mean,
don't
I think it's going to be hard to cater like African food and stuff like that in PG.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, again, it could end up being something like a mini taste of PG, where we reach out to restaurants and say, would you like to bring your items, and maybe ask them to sell them for a nominal fee? Again, I don't know. Just throwing out some ideas for Heloise's discussion this weekend. So are there any other thoughts about the multicultural night? Okay.
This is Laura. So I'm just trying to think. I mean, I suppose I'm imagining if it was set up in booths, you know, maybe how the butterfly bazaar was set up. Perhaps that would be something different. What I'm imagining in my mind is that, you know, as the artwork is being displayed, then the food is available, and I could see how that would be extremely exclusionary, you know, and that's difficult when you're creating an event for inclusion and then excluding others in that process. So I think if it was set up kind of separately, where you could go to each booth maybe kind of in a separate area, but what I wouldn't want to happen is to have the students kind of displaying what they're doing and having the food nearby, where it is a part of the experience and they're being told, oh no, that's not for you. Do you see where I'm coming from with that? I don't know if that's making sense, but
So are you saying that some kids couldn't?
I'm saying that if are students, and there are students on campus that have life-threatening allergies, so it wouldn't really be possible for them to. So if there is let's say, I don't know, like, let's say they're serving baklava, and baklava traditionally has pistachio. So for a child with a nut allergy, if they're in that classroom and that's part of the experience and someone's brought baklava, they are excluded from that experience. And possibly even from being in that area because there's nuts around them. So that's the concern I have, is that there will be students if there will be students that will be excluded if it's food centric.
Right. So obviously, Heloisa, when we're talking about either families bringing stuff, if we want to do that, or other businesses that possibly could bring things, if we can have them be very conscientious about the ingredients they're using for that night.
I guess I'm wondering about the setup, how it's going to be set up. If it's going to be.
We can think of a setup just like the butterfly bazaar where the food is part.
Yeah, because then I think it would be a little less. I can't think of the word I'm trying to use, but it would feel a little less exclusionary if the food was sort of separate. If the art area was in one space, and then if you want to get food, you could pick what booth you want to eat from or whatever. And if that's parents bringing it in, I think that's great. Perhaps each continent is represented by a booth, kind of in a separate area. I don't know, just thinking, because I don't want food to be completely removed. I understand. I mean, so much of culture revolves around food, and it would be a big miss. I agree with Tally, would kind of neuter what we're trying to accomplish here. So, but I just kind of want to be mindful of where the food is.
Yeah.
For safety purposes. Yeah.
And Chelsea, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, just kind of going along those lines. It sounds like if we had the art experiences and the food experiences separate, that might be okay. And then, I mean, for past PTA events, we've just really put the word out there about certain allergies, like nut allergies in particular. So if we got lists of that and made sure that the ingredient lists were widespread when we were getting food, like I think you just said, Sean, maybe that would be okay.
Okay. Are there any other ideas? Are there any groups that can be invited? Any dance groups, singing groups? I know I can ask Mr. Valverde. He's our new instrumental music teacher. He is in folklore. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. Mariachi band. I'm gonna say folklorical dancing, but that's the dancing part. And I could ask him to come. And I know we had our mother and aunt dance earlier in the year. And I don't think she's a part of a specific group anymore, but she might have some contacts. So are there any other groups in our area that you guys can think of that we could possibly invite, and hopefully they don't have a fee? They might be
yeah, there's two of them. There's first of all, I know Sean, you know how you met Nathan Cohen, who's Amos's dad in second grade, and he's a music teacher.
Yeah.
And so Amos does some sort of Afro dance course in Carmel with some other people, and so maybe they would know something. And the other thing is, at the MPS annual event, there's this really great Hawaiian group that comes and does like both a all female and an all male dance, and they have all different kinds of ages. Unfortunately, I don't know what it's called, but it was really, really impressive. So, and I believe they may be located in Seaside.
Okay. And that's at MPS?
No, it's just they performed at the MPS International Day, but I believe they're based either in Salinas or Seaside.
Okay. And you said the music teacher, you say he's a part of a group in Carmel?
No, his son who is in Miss Johnson's class, Amos. Yeah,
Yeah.
his name is Nathan Cohen, though, the teacher.
Yeah.
He teaches in another district. You met him at the
Yeah, I know exactly.
yeah, so he knows what it is.
Okay, so there's a group that he's aware of a group.
Yeah, his son dances in this Afro dance group like once a week. I think it's on Fridays in Carmel. So
Okay. All right, I'll look into that. Any other? I'll put down Mariachi.
hey, Luisa, you know anyone who does capoeira? Maybe she's driving, but that would be so cool if someone could do capoeira from Brazil.
Yeah. I've never seen that live before, so that would be really cool. Personally, for me.
Somehow randomly, I joined a college group to do it, which it was not a pretty sight, but I thought it was pretty cool. And if anyone does it on the peninsula, it would be really neat.
Well, Tally, you got to bring those skills back. Let's go.
No, no way. Those are 2-decade-old rusty skills that were not that good to begin with.
Yeah, my back when I take up capoeira, wrestling, capoeira, the martial arts, I cannot do it. All right, so just giving you some ideas, Heloisa. So just let's definitely get outside the box. If any of you hear of any of the groups that either myself or Heloisa can approach, let us know. And let's have this be really fun for families that come that night. Okay, I left a lot of the notes from the November meeting in there. I have to apologize. I forgot to ask Mr. Villagomez to put this on our website. So I wanted to remind me during the meeting to put this on the website. And that was the posting of, are you committed to approving Robert Down and everything that I have on the screen right now. So I will get that on the website. I promise you. And yeah, are there any additional thoughts for that or? No, we're good? Okay. I'm gonna keep on going down. I know we had a list of a lot of days. Unfortunately, we did not do any kind of observance for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But next month is African American History Month. Are there any ideas that you would like us to do or to focus on as a school?
This is Tally. I think one of the coolest things that I've enjoyed seeing come out is like PBS for Kids has this great like emails and newsletters and stuff on their website for kind of age appropriate and kid related things. And we made a point on that Monday to find something that was, more in depth and documentary, like for Eden, so that he would stay engaged but learn something new. And then for Nadav, we pulled out the always awesome kid president on Martin Luther King. And I think just sending out a message from the principal is really nice. And then including some resources. And, if Ms. Scanlon wanted to like highlight 2 or 3 books or something like that, I think that's the best thing where you sort of say like what the spirit of the whole thing is, or I guess not for Martin Luther King, but just to say like for Black History Month, like some books at different age appropriate things and some resources online so people can learn more. And then some kind of statement about the importance of, inclusivity and like the strength of our country is rooted in our diversity and that kind of thing.
Okay. So I'll definitely try to do this for each month. Just so everybody knows, something that I just came across from a group, a California history teachers group, is Fred Korematsude. So you'll see that poster in my email later this week, because his birthday is January 30th. And Fred led he went all the way to the Supreme Court to fight the Japanese being placed in camps during World War II. And he did not win that case. They upheld Order 9066, and the Japanese had to remain until the end of the war. But he continued to fight for rights, and his fight ultimately led to reparations for the Japanese here in California. So, or actually for all Japanese that were sent to those camps. So I'm just going to put it out there. I let the fourth grade teachers all know, because this is a part of California history, and it's California as a state that recognizes Fred with all his work. But that's just something that we'll be doing this month, since January 30th is his birthday, and that's something we'll do every single year. Just wanted to let everyone know about that. Okay, and it looks like we have Lunar New Year coming up. Again, we didn't have anything planned in the past. We did have an assembly, and I don't know if we have any plans for that. Looks like it passed for a specific day, but there might be other Lunar New Years from other cultures that we could possibly do.
I think Lunar New Year is January 30th, so it's not passed yet.
Okay, the date that's listed up here that was in November was January 22nd.
Yeah, it was yesterday, and it was
it?
for all many Asian cultures, Vietnamese and Chinese and Korean. A number of the families in the school celebrated it and noted it.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of over.
Well, my apologies for not getting that into the principal's update. But it does look like we have coming up in February. Just trying to make sure I'm getting everything. Yeah, so there's Ash Wednesday coming up in the Christian faith. And it looks like these are all listed in chronological order. There's one out of order. There's the Ramadan in March, and then it ends in April. So we can definitely brainstorm, each month, some things that are coming up. So this again is listed in the November notes. I'm going to take it out of this month, just so you know. I just wanted to keep it up because I'm not sure how much we went over all of these. I think somebody was adding these as we were going along in November. So if you have any ideas for us to focus on, please let me know. I need to get things up on our events calendar for the front of the school, usually right towards the end of each month. So if you have any ideas or things for us to focus on, just shoot me an email or text me.
I just saw a lawn sign today that was very interesting, and I was wondering if you could have a couple of those in front of the school, at least one. It says in English, it doesn't matter where you come from, we're happy you're a neighbor. And then it says also in Spanish and in Arabic. But they might have it in different languages. But I thought that was a really cool sign to put by the school.
Can you send me a picture of that through your email?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
And because Big Brother is watching, as soon as I took a picture of the sign, I got an advertisement for where they sell the lawn sign. So cannot do anything unnoticed nowadays.
Well, that's cool. Not the Big Brother piece, but yeah. They do. I feel like I talk about products in my house and all of a sudden there's things going up on Facebook. Okay, I know we talked about the site council in November. We did not put out a survey in December. And again, that is completely my fault. I apologize. I don't know when the parent, student, and staff versions of the Healthy Kids will be coming out. Mr. Rogeman felt like they were going to be coming out way sooner than they have in the past. So that might be beneficial because we did compare the school climate survey that we were looking at to the Healthy Kids, and they were very, very similar. So I can check in with him to see if the state has discussed when those would be released. But do you want me to move forward in putting out a school survey from our site council to our staff, our students, and our parents? Any thoughts on that?
I guess I'm not really sure what that entails. It's a maybe for me, like, yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, I forget how many surveys were filled out. But the ones that were reported back to me, I think I had about 30 something. And another reason why I put this on I left this on the agenda is the parents that got back to me. I said that I would pay for their Taste of PG. And I've written all of the names and put them into this jar. And I wanted to do the reveal right now, if everyone's okay with that. Thumbs up, everybody. All right. Some of your names are in here. So
I want to be the winner.
of course you are. Of course you do. Everyone, if Tally Help on Wins is totally rigged. So you can see I'm just doing this. I'm doing crazy stuff here. I'm not looking. I'm really trying to mix them up. To be fair, a lot of names. Okay, I'm getting one. I'm shaking off the extras. I think I have just one. Here we go. That'd be something if it was Tally. All right, actually, our winner is Heather Diaz. And she has a daughter in 5th grade. So congratulations to Heather Diaz. I will be buying her and her husband 2 tickets to PG Pride. So, or the Taste of PG. So if we did this other climate survey, I could do another raffle. I don't care. I want people to participate. Again, it has very similar questions, but we can add different questions if we had specific ones that we want to know that aren't listed in the Healthy Kids survey. And I would definitely be pushing, to get that done as soon as possible. So again, any thoughts since we didn't get it out in December? Okay. The other things that we kind of just have for every month, just to kind of check in, we had talked about the daily SEL pledge. I did put out the options that Laura had put out and that I had made and put them out to the staff. Were there any other thoughts that our site council had on anything that was put out there?
I think it's great.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, going on to just the check-in on how we're doing with our SIPSA this year. We have done quite a bit of campus culture activities for goal 1 and goal 2. We're planning on doing the multicultural night for family. We were calling it diversity family night earlier, but that's in the mix. Again, we are focusing every single day on trying to help kids with their English language arts and their math. And we currently are working on our second round of MAP testing, the measurement of academic progress. And what will be really nice about that, that assessment is it will give us how kids are growing throughout this year and if they're on pace of their growth for their individual growth, which will be really nice. And so once we're finished with that, I'll have an update for everyone in February. Are there any questions or concerns about anything we haven't done on our SIPSA plan yet so far this year? Is there anything you'd like to add? Okay, I'll take that as a no. So we don't have any action items to vote on for today's meeting. Are there any future agenda items you'd like us to discuss in February?
We may still have some events for the PTA that will need people to lead them. I think there's at least still one that needs a person to lead it. So that sign up will be going out really soon. So that could be on the agenda.
Okay. Any other agenda items to add to February's meeting? Okay. Well, do I have a motion to end tonight's meeting?
Motion.
Kelly
Second,
Helfand. And second from Chelsea. Is there any discussion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Hi.
Okay,
Sorry about the spotty connection. I'm driving kids around and
it's okay.
drop the call a couple times.
It's all right. Okay, so the motion passes. We have adjourned the meeting at 4:20 p.m. All right. So thanks, everyone. The next meeting is February 21st. Please note that this is a Tuesday, and we're doing this because of the special, I believe it's President's Weekend. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
See everybody next month. If you have any concerns or would like to add anything to the agenda, just reach out and let me know.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Bye, everyone.